And we're in. It's time for the grand finals, the EPT. America's Weekly, number 26, 400 USD on the line. A whole bunch of EPT points. Important, of course, to get your seed through to the World Championships held at Katowice in March next year. Up here in the top right. The Blue Protoss player, only a 30% win rate in head-to-head against this opponent, but he's looking spectacular recently, so I think those stats may lie. This is Parting. It's been overly aggressive, and it's actually, I would say, I was very critical earlier. I feel like he threw away a few games against Cham. Barely made it past Cham. 3 wins to 2. Spectacular micro, great mechanics. Very poor decision making in that series, in my opinion. I think he was assuming Cham would play a different way repeatedly and kept making the same mistake of attacking into Ling Ravager surrounds. Down here in the bottom left, I think he's going to do that same Speedling all-in that Cham used to beat Parting. It is Solar. The few EVPs I win off Parting often are Zergling all-ins as well. Stalker first, that doesn't do a lot of damage, but it is going to hang at home. I actually think this is good for Parting. He's building an Adept straight away. He's already got a Stalker. Now, oh, he's got to not get surrounded though. Oh, Solar might be able to... Oh, he's going to dodge that. He's like, hey, all right, yeah, chase the Overlord, dude. Now, he doesn't want to get supply block. He doesn't want to actually lose the Overlord. He may have ran that away a bit too late, but I mean, that Adept's not out yet. Oh, that gives him a nice little choke so the Adept can't get surrounded. Nicely done. Okay. Oh, good micro here. Good micro. That Stalker is coming back on the left-hand side. I think this is actually a great hold, and I think he'll be fine. He's just got to make sure that Adept and Stalker both survive a bit longer. And, oh, the Stalker shields the Adept. Well done, well done. No pylon here. Oh, he just can't get the wall off up. I think if he pulled a few more probes down, maybe, just maybe. But a nice cheesy game 1 victory. Nice done. Peanut butter on a spoon. I'm really into the fancy peanut butter. You know, the one that's like just nuts. Just nuts. But I got some cheap peanut butter. Apparently this is American style peanut butter. I don't know what that means. Actually, I did check. Pretty sure it had almost exactly the same ingredients as the one. Just this one has molasses in it, as well as sugar. And it has dry roasted peanuts rather than just crushed peanuts. Anyway, this is one of the cheap, sugary ones. Prefer sugary cheap peanut butter on pancakes and stuff. But just eating peanut butter with a spoon, I do prefer the fancy shit that's like all just nuts and some salt. It's pretty good. I like it. So, nice game 1 victory there. Let's go straight into map 2. Down here in the bottom right, in the blue, it's Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Parting. I've made too many Dragon Picks jokes about this team name, so I get confused and forget what the actual team name is. Let's see if he can send some unsolicited Dragon Picks over to this side of the map. Representing Cosmos Gaming, Cosmos Esports, sorry, it is Solar. God, peanut butter is delicious. Even the cheap stuff. Apologies for going a little silent here today, guys. We've had pretty much non-stop games with very short breaks in between, which have been enough for me to like pee, refill my water, and then straight back into casting. Maynard's been busy hosting and casting EPT China as well the last few days, so he's trying to recover from that right now. We fingers crossed will be casting some of the season finals in a couple weeks' time. We're just checking if we can do that. And probes are going to block. Salty or sweet? I mean, The natural peanut butter is just salt. There's no sugar added or anything. The cheap ones all have sugar and vegetable oil and stuff added into them. It's not as good quality ingredients. And but like I said, if I'm putting it on pancakes or something, oof, it's good, man. Nice early adept and good solid scout. Of course, Parting is one who likes to skip his scouting a bit. Part of the way you could scout that build from Solar in the last game is you could scout up here, and at the time the spawning pool was finishing, you would be able to see more than a single lava waiting. And you go, why has he not turned that into a drone yet? Oh, it's because he's saving it to build Zerglings the moment the pool finishes. So Probe Scout, just for a bit of safety here, good change up from Parting. It's going to go Stalker after this Adept, going straight across the map and into the Twilight Council in the main. So great way to start the series here. Solar is a build sniper, especially in this matchup. He's very, very intelligent. He's also obsessed with Mutalisks. So if you guys like Mutas in this matchup, I feel like there are very few times where Solar doesn't have strategies that are super, super focused on learning those Muta styles. Yeah, Solar always has a good array of them. We're going to try to sneak that Spire out. We'll see exactly what he's up to at the moment. He's a man of many talents. Extra gateway is going down here. Glaives has not started. That's a mistake. I think that's a few seconds later than you'd normally want to start. It doesn't matter too much. Only takes a minute and a half. So it'll be done just after 5 minutes, especially if you chrono it once or twice. Just before 5 minutes in that case. This looks like the standard build. Just 2 workers on each cast, so you've pulled one off. So I really think this build is one of the worst kind of meta strategic decisions that Protoss players are repeatedly doing at the moment. Zerg is a race that excels on getting a read of what their opponent's doing and having a pre-planned memorized response. That makes their life easy. And when you do the same build that every other Protoss player is doing every single game, turns out your opponent has a metric shit ton of practice against it. I'd love to see Parting prove me wrong, but recently I have seen Zerg players just hit that point where they're like, oh, you're going to do the thing I practice against every Zerg versus Protoss on ladder every day for the last 2 months? You know what? I'm actually pretty good at shutting that down. This is not me hating on Parting. This is me hating on the entire pro-playing Protoss population right now. I kind of like the way Estrella did it, where he snuck a sentry in the prism and then tried to fly in and force field the ramp and let the shade finish up here. That was a cool twist. That's a lot of Zerglings. Solar here with the standard response. Quick Roach Warren. Late lair. So no lair up just yet. 34 Zerglings out though. That's a lot of Zerglings. So gonna warp in the 4 Stalkers and go around and start to clean up these spotting overlords. Don't let it finish! Oh my god. So the last time Parting struggled really hard in a PvZ, he was so busy macroing after this opening that he let his shade finish a few times and ended up losing a ZVP, which I thought he had a good shot in. That's a lot of Zerglings. He's like, I'm not even going to threaten into that, man. We're going to use the shade to get out of there. Now, these Overlords did pull back to safety, so that Stalker drop isn't really going to find anything. You'll notice they're over the dead space. Well done. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Well, takes out a tumor, damages the Queen. Behind this, Forge. Delayed Dark Shrine, which is an interesting choice. It's a very expensive choice. A lot of people have been like, that's just what you do after this opening. I think it's not particularly good. Definitely it's going to rely on some great tactics. So we're looking for the movement, the distraction. How can he find a way to kind of get those in? Stalkers run forward. Picks off a Zergling or 2. Picks up. I mean, he didn't overcommit to this, but there's no sentries. He's got 1 Immortal on the way. It's his first Immortal. 60 drones now out for Solar. This has been a textbook defense. He's saturating his 4th and 5th cast. Hasn't taken the 6th one yet. And he goes double Evo, Bane Nest, Roach Warren. Now that's interesting. Double Evo. So I think we are going to see a Ravager Ling Bane into Brewport style here. Actually, you know what? I don't think he even needs to. He's playing Parting. Parting will attack into him. You don't ever need to make a hive against Parting, because he will impale himself on your defense in the mid game, or he will kill you with force fields and stalkers. It's always one or the other. Ooh, that's cute. A little elevator up into the high ground. Parting, a little bit too slow to get there. These stalkers being annoying. He actually forces a cancel. That was sick. Nice use of the stalker drop there as the follow-up. And a warp in for the block. He says, take that, mother trucker. And can Solar get 1 probe? Yes, 1. He does distract. It's still a good move. You see what's going on. The Stalkers are being defended. Solar's on 70 workers. He's got +1 melee. He's got +1 range. And I think he's just going to... Yeah, he's saturating the minerals on the 4th. And he's going to do nothing but mass Ravagerling Bane. And he knows Parting is probably going to come and attack him deep on creep and get his army surrounded. So... there's almost not even that much pressure to take any more gases. He does take this gas. Parting, though, sees no gas there. Sees that gas missing. I think as Parting here, you've kind of got to go, we got to get efficiency. I think the Robo Bay is a good choice. Is it going to be Disruptors or Colossus? I wouldn't mind a little bit of both. That Dropper Lord does get sniped down. I do like this third base that Parting took, by the way. It gives you a ramp to defend, which is really nice. One of the cool things you can do is actually wall off out here. Yeah, I like this. So if you wall off out here, your 3 base is very well defended. Now, he might want to take a 4th, and he looks like he does. He knows this game's going late. Start to Colossus, starts +2 attack. Hasn't started Viagra yet. Okay, Viagra does start. He wants to extend his Thermal Lance. And remember, Colossus are literally ancient monolithic war weapons from ages past, so... they are very old, and they do struggle to extend their Thermal Lance until you get that upgrade. It's going to Chrono Boost it even. I wouldn't mind a second Robo, but knowing Parting, it's probably going to be more about the Sentry usage, right? He's got 4 Sentries. Seems to be his count for now. It doesn't seem like he's adding any more. Ivan Great Aspire, or Spire, sorry, on the way. And up to 7 gases. Hasn't taken the 8th, but doesn't really need it. +2 melee is already on the way. And hey, the Stalker Drop's going to come in. Denies the 5th from being taken. The double Hallucinate comes in. And just like that, Parting knows, hey, you're trying to go Broodlords. Now, how does Parting fight that? We've seen Nina with Colossus Stalker styles beat Broodlords head to head with just exceptional micro. Now, she also used a lot of Storm, which is part of what made that possible. So if you're going to fight against it and not try to push pre-Broodlord, that's something you got to do. Oh no, Parting! Oh, he's a little slow to react there. Good force fields. Solar is... oh, he's trying to distract. I was like, why is he fighting here? That's why this was such a bad angle for Solar to fight, but he was just pretending he wanted to commit to pull Parting's attention away. A classic 1-2 punch, and he's even opening up this right-hand side rocks. So just trying to buy time, trying to delay. He's got 8 Corruptors on the way. His Hive's almost finished. Greatest Buyout will be coming out soon. Parting is not reprobing. That tells us one thing. And there we go. He does restart the probes. I was going to say, if he doesn't reprobe, he's gonna die. He's making more sentries. Oh my god, he's up to 9 sentries. He's just gonna go. He's just gonna try to win with force fields. 1 Colossus, 3 Immortals, 18 Blink Stalkers, and it is all in. He's got to go in. There isn't even a Great Aspire making. He's worried about the Great Aspire. Solar realizes this is everything. It's all or nothing. And oh man, he loses even more workers. Solar here, I think, has read him like a book. Good force fields. But Bile's gonna break those force fields on both sides. Is this going to be enough? The Warp Prism is still alive back there. Oh, the Corruptors wanted to get that Warp Prism, but they don't. And that means the warp-in point is still there. 60 Zerglings, 3 Ravagers on the way. I think you got to be careful to not go too deep here as Parting. I think keep warping in and just chill. Let these units, crash into you. Let just another round of force fields come back. Good blink back on those damaged Stalkers. His sentries are a little bit vulnerable right now. The Corruptors did end up finding that Warp Prism, by the way, so he doesn't have any more warp-in point here. He's so low on force fields. Just another 2 barely come out. That Immortal's going to fall. Oh, it does go down. And at the same time, Solar is going wee-wee on the Nexus on the other side of the map. He disengages there. He goes wee-wee, but Overcharge does heal the wee-wee on the Nexus. The Caustic Spray unable to take that down. It is more just an insult, a distraction, forces a warp in. 1 Colossus is out. Great Aspire has now started. I mean, Solar's still on low tier units. He lost a base. If Parting hadn't lost all the workers on his 3rd twice in a row, this might be okay. As it is, he's still warping in sentries, and that just reeks of desperation to me. I've seen Parting do amazing things with sentries, but I mean, Great Aspire is going to be here. It always seems a bit weird when he makes shit happen with these like sentries warping in at the 15-minute mark and stuff, but ooh, just 1 sentry going down. Not too bad. There's a lot of Banes. But he needs insane efficiency. That's the problem. Adrenals on the way. The Zerglings are really going to pack a punch. Great Aspire is almost finished. Solar retakes this base. He's still up on 79 workers. And remember, he had this 5th mining the entire time. Oh, Colossus misrallied out into the open. The Zerglings try to take it out. And Colossus now has 18 kills. Why not? 6 Broodlords morphing. Now, if you have a bigger economy, if you had things like armor upgrades, if you had Psystorm, you can absolutely take out the Broodlords. I think with a reliance on force fields this late in the game, if he doesn't catch the Broodlords way overextended out in the open, I don't know how Parting is supposed to even win this fight. He's +2, but +2 melee, +2 range. The Broodlings, the Zerglings, everything is going to destroy him. What's he got to deal with that? If he blinks forward, Zerglings will ruin his day. Now, there's not a lot of Zerglings right now. It's mostly Banes and Ravagers, but even those units are pretty effective. His Broodlords aren't quite here yet. There we go. I mean, you can't blink on that Parting. Parting has to run to the right. Now, if he can pick off this base and these drones and then get out, that's something. Force fields are going to cut off there. Nicely done. Those Stalkers going to distract, take a few Lings and Banes, of course. And as the Biles break, he does drop more force fields, but the next time he's out of energy, gets 15 drones, but now it's just Blink Stalkers. And he can kind of micro it versus the Banes and the Ravagers, but he can't stand his ground when the Broodlords are shooting. So Parting is just going to keep warping in Stalkers and trying to break through. This is absolute madness. He's going to try to focus those Broodlords down. There's enough Lings, enough Ravagers, +2 melee Adrenal Zerglings. Those Stalkers get wiped. Parting just took too many Problosses earlier on in this game. Those Banelings running into that third base was definitely the big problem. It felt like Solar was, I think, a bit ahead early on. But I think Parting navigated his way to the mid-game really well, and then he just did not see those Banelings run in. A multitasking fail from Parting, and it was a real simple move as well, right? Where Solar was committing to this engagement that made no sense. And it was like just the perfect bait to go, hey, look at how bad this is. I'm trying to fight on a bridge. And unfortunately for Parting, he did bite the bait. Overseer does spot the DTs. Goodbye shield batteries. The Broodlords were target fired on a Stalker there, so that's why they came a bit too deep. A bit of a miss micro from Solar. But not the end of the world. 2-0 advantage to Solar. Hot diddly damn. How are we doing? Ghetto Penguin and Armchair General, as well as Pitfalls, Reborn, and Captain Cuddles. Thank you so much for the support, guys. I really do appreciate that. It's 2-month resub, 1 year resub, 250-bit cheer for Captain Cuddles. Thank you for streaming these. You're the dude who is a pig, who is also a dude. I appreciate it, Captain Cuddles. I'm going to actually unmute that and play that alert, because there are certain things that make all of us happy.
Thanks for streaming.
And fart noises are one of them.
You're the...
Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Alright. Let's go. I think that's all the shout-outs. Big thanks to a couple of new Vikings who joined in there. We are loading into the game number 3. Hopefully it doesn't end this quickly, man. I really hope it keeps going. Half Salty has completed the tutorial, as has Sidewin and Retaliate. Not to mention Snapcast and Hold My Beer earlier. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. You literally just crush peanuts with salt is the best peanut butter in my opinion. But this cheap sugary vegetable oil stuff, it does actually, it's still like 90% peanuts, so it's not that bad, right? But this stuff still is delicious. Thanks for hanging, guys. I really hope you can make a comeback here. Come on, I believe. Send those Dragon Picks out to all your fans. It's Dragon Phoenix Gaming parting. Hopefully he can rise from the ashes like a Dragon Phoenix, guys. Actually, that would be OP. If you think about it, normally a Phoenix in any game is like quite a bit weaker than a Dragon, since it can come back to life. And Dragons are normally like the penultimate, you know, monster baddie or goodie sometimes. Sometimes they're wise and shit. If they could just resurrect, that would be crazy. Anyways, Parting is going to come in. And of course, I feel like people don't respect his cannon rush enough these days, man. Look at that. They send a drone down and then they just stop. It's Parting, I think this is what he's missing at the moment. He's like, oh, everyone got too good at defending my cannon rush. And I'm like, yep. And you've stopped doing it for a month. Start doing it again. A best of 5 is the perfect time. There's no time that isn't the right time. He does send a drone down. He's going to go quick third hatch. Alright, Nexus, Cybercore restarts probe production. 21 second gas into a 22 pylon. Where do you guys think he'll put that? Here? 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 I reckon here. Nope, he's going to go there. His tech there. Not going to really hide it too much. Pretty easy to scout. Tech over here. Could always tuck something back there, though. Third base on the way. Nice and quick here. Of course, Solar with this build doesn't build an Overlord on 19 or 20. Builds a Queen, a couple Zerglings. He'll start a Queen in the main, probably at 25 supplies. Probably now. I think he'll start Queen and then Overlord. Is usually how you do it. He's actually going to go the Overlord first. He wants to keep the drones pumping out as quickly as possible. So you do cut one of your Queens to get that super quick third hatch. And he does now start that up in the main base. And, of course, just had 2 workers mining gas, then pulled one off, now one. Starts Ling Speed and leaves a worker on gas. So Ling Speed just a little delayed. Third hatch a bit faster than normal. Still get the Queen out and a Creep Tumor connecting your bases nice and early. Really clean opening. 4 Lings coming out. First Adept is going to make its way across the map. Behind this, the Twilight Council. I think Parting just looked pretty good off that Adept opening last game, to be honest. So I was hating on it early. I didn't mind it. I really just think not catching those Banelings roll in was just too much of a turning point. Parting's not a guy who wants to play the late game. He can't afford to lose 19 probes for just a few Banelings at a point like that. It's pretty rough, man. Torfi doesn't even get salt in his peanut butter? Okay, well that's... I feel like that. Anything that's got that much fat content that you don't put salt in, I think you're missing out. Anyway, we'll stop talking about peanut butter. This could be the final game. I appreciate all the new people who are watching. Big thank you, Andy, for the $5 tip. Seabass for the 100-bit cheer and everybody else. I do want to say a big thanks to everyone who's new on the stream. Thank you, Battle.net, for the 1 viewer host as well. We'll do some shout-outs at the end of this. Just one last reminder. If you do have Twitch Prime, you can give out those free Amazon Prime subs. If you have Amazon Prime, sorry, you get Twitch Prime for free. Get to give out those Bezos bucks. So thank you those of you who have done that today. If you are new to the stream, absolutely never any impetus on anyone supporting directly. But if you're enjoying the content, please do click the follow button. And don't forget to tune back in. We're going to do some Florencio files later this week and a bunch of other shows as well as all the normal ladder games and that. So please click the follow button. If you guys have already been following the channel for a really long time, do us a favor. Go up to where it says following the channel. Click it and make sure you select the love heart. Since that's a feature which is not as old as many of you who have been following this stream, it is a great little way to get notifications when I go live. Now, are we thinking of taking the gold base? These Adepts coming across. DT Shrine is almost ready. Solar wants to come and be aggressive with these Zerglings, sending scouts down there. Does he see this? Ooh, he doesn't know. Spore Crawler's almost finished there. Spore is finished in the natural. Lings are not very good versus Archons. And, oh, the DTs walk right past. Oh, Solar. He's trying to catch the Adepts. He's like, where are your Adepts, mate? Oh, come on, focus the drones. Parting, quicker micro, dude. You got a micro quicker than that. There we go. Okay, he got it. Now I can click the hatch. So the other Spore is moving up. It's going to try and root here to save it. But oh, look at that. Solar microed. He's actually cock-blocked one of the DTs from attacking it. All right. Oh, he picks up, but he's going to... Oh, my God. Barely gets out. Parting gets in, gets out. Solar left without knowing the last name of his Protoss Assaulter. He goes, no. He came in and he stole me third hatch. Right off me table. Had lots of money in there. And the cops are like, we don't believe you. A couple of invisible men walked into your house and took your third hatchery. Sounds like you made it up. But thankfully the Archons are going to come forward. Do a little bit of damage. Good D there. He's got so many Lings. Oh, Partingus largest brain. You know, I'm a smooth brain. I would go out here, take a third. These Lings would cancel it. Parting knew he couldn't defend that third until he gets a few rounds of units. So Solar here, he's like, okay, I can rebuild. I mean, at least my third's way quicker than yours. He doesn't even know. Parting with a genius follow-up. And like I said, I mean, there's a lot of builds that I think Parting just looks brilliant with. This Archon dropped one of them. Blink and +1, both on the way. Almost complete. A few sentries gathering energy. Another Immortal is out. Would not mind a third Immortal building. I do think Parting is at his best, honestly, though, when he has those Colossus and even Disruptors out. When he uses Disruptors, he does look pretty sick. Archon's going to come in here. They're not the healthiest. He's just gonna leave. He's gonna try to get the queen, but now those Archons are so low on shields, he can't really do anything for another minute. There's a shield battery. Hey, that was pretty sick, man. Hey, he recalls his probes. The Stalkers say, get the fudge out of here, dickhead. Solar. Great presence of mind to check for that. Oh, nothing in the main. Go for the drones. No, no, no. Go for the... Don't click on that. Go for the drones. Parting. Oh. Does get 2 drones. I think he could have got a little bit more there. Not bad, but could have been a little better. 4th hatch on the way here for Solar. Let's try and rally up. Who's ahead? Who's behind, guys? I mean, I think Solar's tech is pretty far behind, right? That Evo is starting upgrades. Where's his Baneling Nest? It seems like is he just going to go all in with Roach Ravager Link? He might. Catches these Stalkers out in the open a little bit, but they micro back. Good zoning here. And oh, he's going to trap him. Chadfield! 7 force fields for about 20 Zerglings. It's not terrible. He's got a lot of sentries. Does a little bit wasteful, to be honest. I do want to see him clear up that Zergling. I think that Zergling is going to deny an attempt for a 4th base behind this. Right now, guys, it is 61 pros versus 66. Now, Parting loves to be on the map. He's got a lot of sentries. As long as he doesn't just dive on creep, just picks off the tumors, rotates around, threatens, forces a lot of units, that can be very good. But the thing is, I think Solar knew this was coming because this is how Parting plays very consistently in his games. He's always going to do a big push. So Solar is not ahead economically. He's massing Roach Ravager, low tier units, and Zerglings. He needs a fight, and Parting's going to give it to him. This has been Parting's weakness in the series versus Champ. Sorry for my observing there. And then he gets 2 Roaches. Not great with the first wave. Parting, I think he's got to back off. He's seen so many Ravagers, but Parting always tries to break through. He might do it. I mean, there's actually... Oh, Zerglings are starting to come in. If he blinks forward and then a wave of Zerglings comes out, this will go really bad for Parting. He's out of force fields. I really don't like this positioning for Parting. I think this area is way too wide open. And I think he's got to get out of there and take a 4th. He starts the 2nd Robo, a Robo Bay. He needs to start +2 attack as well. Lings are going to go across and look for an opening here. Still so many Ravagers. This is a mistake. He's got to get out of there. Like, look at that army. I think almost any player sees that army, and all they think about is trying to get home and survive the all-in. Parting, for some reason, goes in deeper. I mean, if he... Oh, this is not a good choice, Parting. Absolutely. It's going okay for now. He's buying time, so it's working out. Does clear those Zerglings up. They deny the attempt on the 4th base. Well done by Solar. These Stalkers are going to get cornered, though, and this is very obvious that this was going to happen. He's going to lose all of his Stalkers if he doesn't get a really quick recall. He's going to try and blink over them. Oh, man. He's losing quite a few Stalkers here. This is expensive. This is not cheap. And, yeah. He's just a little bit overly aggressive here. Is Parting. He's got 2 Colossus on the way, extending his Thermal Lance right now. Force fields are so reliant, but there's so many Ravagers and Zerglings out. Parting's going to try to fight this. He's going to get flanked, though. I think this is a brilliant maneuver from Solar. He's committed to so much Roach Ravager. He's completely all in. He's got to fight right now. Parting comes out into the wide open area. He does fight. Good force fields. Held off that right-hand side of the flank. A lot of the Ravagers crumbling. These are fragile units. Oh, loses 1 Immortal, picks up another one. If he can pick up these Immortals. And it's such a shame he doesn't have charge with this build. You know, a round of Zealots into just Ravagers is so powerful. But he can micro defensively very nicely. He's got a cannon on the high ground. I don't really think he needs to come into the open. Now the Colossus here, that's going to add a fair bit. He does not have the Viagra upgrade just yet. Ooh, loses 2 Stalkers to Biles. Parting, pull back up the ramp. There's no reason to be out here. I get he doesn't want Solar to go up and take out his 3rd base at the very top, but that base has cannons and batteries at it. So I think, once again, Parting's just got to stabilize, stay on the high ground. This is a mass Roach Ravager all in. Solar is down on workers. He's got to break Parting soon. He's going into Spire, so he will transition. He's adding Overlord speed as well. Might get some drops in there. His worker count's pretty low, though. He's taken some good trades. He's really reduced the complexity of Parting's army. Parting's Colossus way too far forward there, but a few Ravagers do pay the price, and that Colossus, of course, lives to fight another day. Oh, he's going to try and snatch some Ravagers. Few DTs chase off that counter-attack on the top as well. Well done here. Parting stabilizes. He holds on. Question is, this is a point in the game where normally Parting just warps in more Stalkers, and then he A-moves into creep. And not A-moves, he micros, but basic, I guess, headbutts is the word I'm looking for. So the thing that often lacks is once his sentries are gone, there's no scouting on the map. I like that he's using these DTs this time. He's adjusting. He's going to try and forage out there, see if he can find some information. He's going to pick off a few units. There is an Overseer over there. Those will go down. Nice cleanup. 9 Corruptors on the way, but it's just Ravagerling Corruptors. So he's gonna... Oh, Parting's going for a 3rd Colossus. I really want to see Disruptors, Immortals added in here. You know, if your opponent overcommits to Corruptors, I guess he's relying on his Prism Micro, but that Prism's very fragile. It's wounded. It'll go down to 1 Corruptor volley. I mean, if he keeps it far enough back and keeps, like, dodging projectiles by picking up the Colossus, he can keep him alive a long time. Stalkers are a good unit. I think Parting just wants to hit a max of Stalkers, honestly. He's adding Sentries to add some Force Fields. Solar's ready to fight right now, though. He's up 30 army supply. He has 13 Ravagers, 22 Roaches, 36 Zerglings. It's a good start to the fight, actually, for Parting. It's actually a very good start to the fight. Does pick off a Ravager or two, but he's got to, once again, he's got to get back. He's constantly caught in the open here. He's trying to focus the Corruptors. Battery overcharge there definitely pushes Solar back. Solar's like, nope, we ain't fighting up a ramp. He can't do that. He's going to start an Infestation Pit. And I think Parting now, I think he's just hit that army supply count where he can man mode this. I think this has been so... Oh! Almost lost his Prism. This has been so hard to get to this point. But look, Solar's like, well, this game's going to drag on. I got a drone, or I'm just going to lose in the long run. But 12 drones, and now Parting's ready to push you. It's not going to be enough. I don't think it's enough Corruptors as well. He shoots down 1 Corruptor. He's pulling back with his Colossus. The Stalkers are shift-clicked on those Corruptors. Doesn't really have any Force Fields down yet. 1 Colossus goes down. The Prism's going to fall. Oh, the Prism actually survives for now. There we go. It does go down. But a good fighting retreat there from Parting. +1 melee on the way. Bane Nest. Hive on the way. Solar wants to try to get to the next stage, but uh-oh. Oh, a huge misstep. 5 Corruptors caught in the open. And they do go down. +1 armor's on the way. I love to see Parting add those armor upgrades. They're so useful, especially in the later trades against Zerglings. He's going to move out and take a 5th base as well, continuing to poke in with DTs. And I love how he adds so many sentries so late. This is only Parting with his blink control, his force field control, his ability to focus down Corruptors while pulling back units and landing force fields at what feels like the exact same time. That is why he is so good with Stalker Sentry, you know. He's just like, yeah, this is the most flexible unit. If I micro it just right, it beats everything. Once I get to similar army to supply with you, good luck beating this. You don't have Fungal and Broods out. You don't have a massive Zergling count, you're in trouble. And these Banelings are just useless until Bane speed kicks in, right? And there's only a few more that are left right now. This gold base is done, Solar's done. Woo! GG, well played there. You know, Parting walks a fine line in this matchup because he doesn't go to late game units. He kind of needs the fighting to continue so that his low tier composition can work. The problem for Solar is the fact that Parting is a god at doing that. He knows how to attack, he knows how to micro, and Parting there does get a point on the board. So it's 2 maps for Solar, 1 for Parting. First to 3 wins. Parting needs to win 2 in a row. Solar still only needs a single map to close this out. Big thank you, Taklit Marion with the Twitch Prime sub. Emflay with the 9-month resub. Pluja Decor with the Twitch Prime sub. Of course, the big raid from none other than the Tosis. The Tosis with the mostest. And I'm hoping he had a good day on the ladder. And let's just actually... Oh, he's voting in on Discord, guys. Artosis says he'd like to share some thoughts on Parting's strategies in this series. So, Artosis, what do you think about... Is it long-term strategic play? Is this rather all-in? How do you judge Parting's play in this matchup?
Protoss. 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 Protoss.
All right, I guess you had an interesting ladder session then. All right, thanks, Artosis, for that. I got to get into casting this next game. Hopefully we get a game 5. I'm not sure if I share Artosis's thoughts on this series, guys. But, you know, we'll see how it plays out. There definitely is... I mean, it's not wrong. It's not that his analysis is incorrect. I'm just not sure how much knowledge we really garnered from that. Anyway, thank you very much for your thoughts, Artie. And let's hop here into map number 4. Let's see if he can continue the comeback. Down here in the bottom left-hand side, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, it is Parting. Up here in the top right-hand side, in the red, representing Cosmos Esports, it is Solar. Solar was in a pretty screwed position in that last game. fighting with Mass Ravager and slow Banelings and some Zerglings up against a Colossus Stalker Sentry army knocking on the door that is maxed out. It was an impossible situation. Solar had no banks. I don't think it was an early tap out. We might have liked to see Parting butcher him. Would have been fun for the Protoss fans, but I think Solar knew this was done. And I do like the fake out on the cannon rush, at least focusing and bringing a drone down here. As I said, I wouldn't mind an actual cannon rush. It would make me very happy, but I think he's got just mad respect for Solar's abilities to hold that. We also just had Douche TN complete the tutorial. Thank you so much, Douche. I feel weird calling you a douche, but thank you, mate. Appreciate you hopping in the longboat. We are getting very close to hitting the goal for that cheese down show match. We are just, what, 13 Vikings away. Appreciate it, guys. Much love. This is the grand finals, guys. Right now, it looks like a pretty standard opening for Solar. Parting. Oh, no, 3 on gas. 4 on gas, I mean. There we go. Doesn't matter. It pulls it over just before that gas finishes. No harm done. 4 Zerglings. Link speed on the way. Adept getting chronoed across this map. And, you know, it's interesting that his probe doesn't seem to check in the main. So this is a bad scouting habit of Parting, where he doesn't count lava when the spawning pool finishes. So, basically, this is the reason why he doesn't scout the extra Zerglings popping out consistently. And it's problematic, because he's being Speedling all-in again, and he's died to this before, and I think there's a good chance he dies to this again. He sees it! Recall. Don't even hesitate. Shield battery right now, Parting. Shield battery, good boy. He's fine. I don't even know if Solar realizes this was spotted, guys. Look at that. He purposely left the Overlord off center to try and bait the Stalker over there. But the Adept can just shade on in here. And, yeah, Parting's fine. Stalker will take a bit of a beating. She'll go down. Would have been nicer if you pulled it inside and full walled, but by delaying it this long, you kind of bait your opponent into committing. Is he in range of the... Oh, the Stalker's still alive! Oh my god! I didn't realize it was in range of the shield battery. Oh man. As long as Warp Gate finishes, yeah. Yep. Wrecked! Wrecked. GG. Alright, we got a game 5, guys. That was a quick one. Nice Zergling all in. Like I said, Parting doesn't keep an eye on those lava. Maybe I'm being a bit simplistic in my analysis, because like when I'm playing the you know, people who Zergling all in me on the ladder, I'm like, oh, you got 2 lava. There's a good chance you Zergling all in, and I'll make sure I like double back with the probe, and my Adept really looks for it, and I make sure that wall is up behind it. But Parting ended up getting there, just glimpsed those Zerglings with that Adept, and a little bit of a shame. I like seeing you guys catch up with the the delay there with the Artosis analysis. It's good stuff. I like having my mates come on and do a bit of guest commentary. It's a shame Maynard couldn't join us today. Hopefully he'll be back next week. All right, guys, we're gonna go into game 5. Can't believe we made it to an ace match just like that. Up here at the top right-hand side, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, the one and only big boy. He's Parting. Is he piloting on the high ground? He's cannon rushing. He waited to game 5. I told you, this man goes all in on red. He goes to the casino. No F's given. He don't care. He's gonna cannon rush. It's gonna be a gateway, then a forge, a single gas, a cyber core, and a cannon rush, which will probably start before the cyber core goes down, but we'll see which order he goes for. Down here in the bottom left. Oh man. Yeah, is he on his toes in game 5? It's Solar. Alright, here we go. Thank you, Rigby's. Appreciate that, mate. Oh my god, he's doing the top of the wall off? No. Oh, look at that. Great positioning on the drones. Make sure he gets maximum. Oh, that drone's pushed out. Solar, that drone's pushed out. Oh, he messed it up. That drone, these 2 drones need to shuffle. Ooh, bought a bit of time there. And he gets a gateway started. Cancels those 2 to get money back. Says, hey, can't stop this. Can't stop, addicted to the cannon rush. Oh, that game has a lot of surface area. But I'm pretty sure you can't get that down with drones. Oh, solar. I don't know if this works. Does this work? Oh my god, it works. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. Oh, you gotta get back there. Get back there and wall it off. Get back there and wall it off. Oh, he's landing hits with his probe. The probe's alive. It gets another cannon. I think he might have this. He might have this. Oh, the cannon is taking out 4 drones. It's gonna get a 5th drone. The probe has a kill as well, I think. No, about 5 drones go down, but now he doesn't have enough workers to stop the other cannons finishing. Parting, keeping his drone alive deep in the red. Oh my god, guys, you ever heard of the Red Wedding? Well, this is the Red Wedding, except instead of the friggin' oh my god, instead of the Starks, it's the Solar's drones. Oh my god. Did you guys see that Walter Frey probe just win that series? He was like, hey guys, come to dinner. Come hang out at my gateway. Solar was like, okay, cool. It's a wedding. It's a fun time. No, it's a butcher party. I kept saying I wanted them to cannon rush. He saved it. He saved it. He was like, oh, I'm not going to cannon rush. You're too good at defending. Oh, I'll have to play some Archon drops and some Adept builds. Fucking parting. He sold him on it. He sold in on it too. He's like, oh, just do it. Solar's like, yeah, you're not going to cannon rush. Bam! 3 piles on top of the ramp. The dirtiest version of the cannon rush available. And just slaps him out of that game, man. Holy shit. I think if Solar pulled more drones, he might have been able to do it. Because if he got the probe, which he just needed 1 more drone on that probe, and then when he got the cannon, as long as he doesn't let the other cannons get up, it wouldn't have been a great economy, but parting was pretty all in, man. That was crazy. GG, well played. Absolute mad lad. And they both just kept trying to cheese each other. GG, well played, guys. You both awake all night? I don't know, man. Have they been awake all night? Are they going to sleep now? At like 2 p.m. in the afternoon in Korea? Oh my god, what a psychopath. That was a really fun series, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Of course, we cast this live every Tuesday my time. That's Monday evening if you're in America or Europe. And yeah, we always have a lot of fun. Normally we have Maynard joining us. And it's a good time. I appreciate everyone who's new on the channel. Please click the follow button. Hop in the longboat if you can be bothered. Just download the Vikings game. Finish the tutorial using that link on your computer. And it does help us out. We are 12 people away from filling up the longboat, braiding our hair, and going and pillaging and murdering some people. Because Vikings were pretty friggin' savage. We're like, oh, Vikings are so cool. And then you watch the first season of Vikings and you're like, yeah, actually, they're pretty much just douchebags who want to murder and plunder for no... Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Pretty realistic show. Thank you guys for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed this, and we'll catch you in the next one.